All right, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today into, well, maybe the most powerful myth we've all kind of internalized.
It's a huge one.
It really is. It's that societal promise, right? The one that says if you just earn enough money, buy the right stuff.
Acquire the right lifestyle.
Exactly. That all the inner noise, that constant hum of anxiety, of loneliness, that fear you're just not relevant, that it will all just stop.
It'll finally quiet down. That's the dream we're sold.
Yeah.
And what's so strange, I think, is the dissonance you see when you just look at the world around us. I mean, we are living in an era of objectively unprecedented material abundance.
In the developed world, for sure.
For sure. And yet, at the very same time, we're reporting record levels of anxiety, depression, this kind of existential drift.
So the math doesn't add up?
Doesn't. If wealth was the cure, the symptoms should be getting better, not spiking. So you have to ask, what if the problem isn't a lack of resources, but this deep confusion of currency with a cure?
A confusion. I like that. And you see it in the language we use, don't you? It's become the new way we talk about our worth, net worth. You look at social media, even just professional sites, the vocabulary is all there. Phrases like financially stable or building my empire.
Manifesting abundance.
Yes. And these aren't just, economic terms anymore. They're like emotional armor.
Right.
It's shorthand for I'm safe, I am desirable, and maybe most importantly, I am not broken.
It's the perfect defense mechanism. So, okay, our mission today, I think, is to get under the hood of all that, to look beneath the surface of this economic talk.
Yeah.
We need to examine the unconscious stories we've attached to money and start seeing it less as a medium of exchange and more as this huge collective psychic screen.
A screen where we project everything.
Everything. All our conflicts, all our wishes, it's all there.
Okay, so where do we start? What are the symptoms we can see out there in the world right now?
Well, the most obvious place to look is the money mindset industry, the whole financial self-help world.
It's a massive industry.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And it promises to rewire your relationship with wealth. But what is it really selling?
Wholeness.
It's selling wholeness, but through. It's a monetized wound. The core idea, that mantra of money flows to me effortlessly, it's often just covering up a much deeper, much more desperate plea.
Which is what?
If I could just get enough on the outside, maybe I'll finally feel like I'm enough on the inside. They're basically selling self-worth, but they've packaged it as a spreadsheet and an affirmation.
And that desire is so strong, you see it manifest in these really strange ways. I'm thinking about influencers who monetize their own vulnerability.
Oh, absolutely.
You'll see them post these tearful confessions about burnout or trauma, just raw, messy, unprofitable pain.
Right.
And then in the very next story, it's a seamless pivot to an ad for a financial planning app.
It's a brilliant, if, let's say, unsettling conversion. The psyche can't really tolerate that raw, unprofitable emotion, so what does it do? It converts it.
Into something profitable.
Into something profitable and, crucially, something socially acceptable. So money becomes both the wound you're showing off.
And the bandage you're selling.
Exactly. It's a way to turn emotional chaos into, a neat financial order.
Okay, but let me challenge that a little bit because this is where it gets tricky. Money does solve real problems.
Of course.
It buys you a house, it gets you healthcare, it pays for your kids' education. So how do we separate that very real practical security from this idea that the anxiety just stays? Isn't some of that striving totally irrational?
That is the crucial distinction. Of course, objective money solves objective problems.
Yeah.
No one is denying that.
Okay.
But the point is, what happens when we try to use it to solve subjective problems?
Yeah.
Feelings of worthlessness from childhood, for example, that's where it fails. Every time.
Right. The post-hustle anxiety.
The post-hustle anxiety. The arrival fallacy. You get the dream salary, you buy the lifestyle you were promised would fix everything, and then there's this eerie quiet.
It's not peace.
It is not peace. It's the terror of an unmet expectation. The core anxiety didn't just vanish. It just changed its costume.
So it stops saying, you're poor and worthless.
And it starts whispering, what if you lose it all? Or even worse, what if this still isn't enough to make them approve of you? The fear of lack just gets instantly replaced by the fear of loss.
And you see that playing out everywhere. I mean, especially in dating.
Dating is a perfect laboratory for this.
Money is not just a practical detail anymore. When you're swiping, you're not just looking at a face. You see someone on a yacht or in a perfect minimalist apartment. You're swiping right on a whole lifestyle.
On a promise.
Yeah, psychic promise that this person has it all figured out. Maybe I can be safe in their world.
It's the ultimate bypass of genuine vulnerability. You see those profiles that say financially independent, no drama.
All the time.
What is that really broadcasting? It's a defense. It's saying, I don't need anything from you emotionally. But the irony is that this declaration is often hiding the very dependency it's trying to avoid.
The need to be chosen?
The deep human need to be chosen, to be validated, to be wanted for who you actually are, not just for the secure lifestyle you can provide. So now we have to go deeper. If we connect all these symptoms to the bigger picture, we're really getting into classic psychoanalysis here. Money is, well, it's the ultimate projective screen.
It's a blank canvas.
A perfect blank canvas where we just dump our most primal wishes. The wish to be seen, to be valued, to be safe from just the randomness of life.
And how does that mechanism work?
It's pretty straightforward. The more energy and belief we invest in money as our savior, the less pressure we feel to actually confront the real source of our problems.
That things we've buried.
All the disowned parts of ourselves, the conflicts we've just papered over with a new purchase.
And this lets us see the tell of conditional love. This is where I think it gets personal. So for you, listening right now, I want you to really think about your fantasy of financial freedom. When you imagine it, paying off all the debt, quitting the job you hate, having enough, what's the feeling underneath it all? Yes, there's relief.
Of course.
But is there also, if you're honest, a little flicker of hope that your inner critic will just finally shut up? Or that some person from your past, a parent maybe, will finally approve of you?
That flicker. That's it. That's the unconscious speaking.
Right.
Because that inner critic wasn't born from your bank account. It was born in your childhood, in those early relationships where love felt like something you had to earn.
Where your worth was conditional on performance.
And now you're asking money to go back in time and fix that broken contract.
Which you can't do.
It can't. And this is the cruel twist of what we call the repetition compulsion. It's this unconscious need to reenact painful old scenarios, hoping that this time we can master them.
Get a different outcome.
Get a different outcome. So when you chase money to solve an emotional problem, you are actually just reinforcing the original belief that you were deficient to begin with. Every dollar you earn becomes proof of a prior lack that needed covering up.
So you're not celebrating success, you're just paying off an invisible debt to a ghost.
Precisely. You are stuck replaying a childhood script where love equals performance. And because the goal is emotional, to feel unconditionally loved, the goalpost just keeps moving. You can never, ever earn enough.
And this endless earning, it also brings up the issue of aggression, doesn't it? How we've sort of civilized it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Freud's whole point was that our aggressive drives don't just disappear, they have to be redirected, sublimated.
And we've channeled them into business.
Perfectly. We've laundered our aggression through corporate jargon. We don't get into a fist fight. We dominate the market.
We crush our goals.
We kill it. We slay the competition. All the violence is still there. It's just wearing a blazer and calling itself hustle culture.
It's that obsession with control, with financial predictability.
It isn't about stability. It's just fear wearing a power suit. The fear of chaos, the fear of needing someone, the fear of being seen as small and fragile.
And that relentless drive, that aggression, it leads directly to guilt, doesn't it? This feeling of always needing to do more.
It leads to the superego's audit. Think of the superego as that relentless inner judge. The voice of your parents, of society, all internalized.
Right.
And guilt is the silent engine that keeps modern productivity running. The modern superego's demands are infinite. Be richer, be smarter, be more optimized.
And success doesn't help.
Success makes it worse.
Yeah.
It just fuels the guilt because the logic is infinite. There's always more you could be doing. So we work harder, not because we want a new car, but because we're desperately trying to silence that inner voice that says rest is failure.
That fear of stillness, I think everyone feels that right now. It's this inability to just be. And if we think of money as a kind of dream language, our fantasies about it are so full of revealing symbols.
They are.
The stock portfolio you check 100 times a day, it's a talisman against death, against the ultimate debt. The fancy car is, often that classic Freudian reassurance.
Phallic reassurance, yeah.
But even the minimalist apartment we all seem to want, that's the fantasy of finally conquering desire itself. We say we want financial freedom, but what we're really asking for is freedom from feeling ashamed of who we are right now.
And that's why money provides the ultimate bypass. It promises you a resolution without the actual reckoning.
Without the hard work.
Without the therapy, the grieving, the self-confrontation. It's so much easier to buy a better present than it is to grieve your past. It's easier to upgrade your lifestyle than it is to confront your fear of being truly seen.
And the thing we are avoiding at its core is what you'd call psychic invisibility.
Exactly. We would rather be rich and misunderstood than be seen in all our messy, needy, vulnerable humanity.
Which leads us to maybe the most unsettling idea of all.
Go on.
What if the reason money never actually solves these deep problems, the loneliness, the anxiety, is because it was never the problem in the first place? What if all this striving is just loyalty? Loyalty to an old contract we made as a kid that taught us our pain has to be productive and our love has to be earned. To heal would mean letting go of the entire identity we've built around that striving.
And that's why it's so terrifying to stop. So that compulsion to repeat just keeps us on the treadmill. We keep reenacting that original wound, just with a better credit score this time.
Yeah.
With better lighting, hoping this time we'll fix it by buying something.
But the wound was never about money.
It was never a financial gap. It was a gap in unconditional presence, in acceptance.
So here's the thought I want to leave you with. You've probably always thought you were chasing money to solve your problems.
Right.
But what if?
Right.
What if you're actually using money as a really effective way to avoid solving them? Because the most radical thing you can do with a symptom like that nagging financial anxiety is to stop treating it like a problem you have to fix.
And start treating it like a message.
A message you've been too busy earning and hustling to actually read.
Exactly. Which means we all have to ask ourselves that final necessary question. What are you asking money to do for you that only you can do for yourself? Because peace isn't bought, it's unearthed. And until you're willing to do that digging, you'll just keep mistaking currency for care and net worth for self-worth.